They say Durg goes hungry 9 times in 3 days. Now he rewards himself with a meal every 3 days. Using homemade rope to create a trap. It was easy to get a rabbit. Grill and brush your teeth in the morning. I thought I was on vacation. This rabbit is just an appetizer. He's also addicted to homemade bows and arrows. We made the whole thing ourselves. Lick it out slowly with your hands and mouth. He even broke the quiver. Enough to kill a bird. At night, I cooked a roast for myself. On days like this, the meat goes up a few pounds. Dai's trip to the Namibian wilderness. It's notoriously hot and dry. It's not the first time I've done this, though. But you can still feel the excitement in your body. Soon the plane will land. Tak had already arranged for the vehicle to go to the starting point. Now you can see the surroundings are empty. It's hard to get enough to eat here. Starvation says it's reconnecting. Upon arrival at the destination, Tak started taking his shirt off. If it wasn't for the reduced coating work, he even thought about doing a naked challenge. The bag is full of photography treasures. Old rule, let the drone explore first. Where can I find some good food? And suitable places to camp for the night. So far, the rocks to the south are better. There is no time for hesitation. Grab your bag and go over there right now. Tell me about the most famous local specialty. It has to be a crackling snake. They say men can't stop eating. They decided it was time to make up for it. Walking in the bushes. Still have to be aware of your surroundings. If I'm not careful on the snake kiss, well, congratulations on spiraling up in place. I didn't expect to see an antelope on the road. Had it not been for starvation, I'm sure the deuce would have gone for it by now. Another feature of this side is that it's full of thorns. I remember the taste of stewed pork with rot tan as a child. The most important thing now is to find shade. Day doesn't want to tan here. I never stop sweating. You can imagine how hot it is in here. And rhinos as neighbors. To avoid getting your ass kicked in the middle of the night, the shelter has to be high up. In fact, these are small problems. If you want to survive in the wilderness, water is the priority. You can't survive 3 days without food, without the protection of shoes. It's like walking on an iron pan. Day can even smell the barbecue. Right now it's going to be 44 degrees. Without air conditioning, it really breaks down. Good thing there's a shady place to rest up ahead. I think I can get a little reprieve. We don't know if we'll find water before dark. Now we have to wait for the sun to cool down. He doesn't want to pass out on the floor with heat stroke. There are signs of animal activity on this side of the cave. Looks like this bone's been around for a while. There's just one air-dried hide we can use. Congratulations to Dashi on a pair of real shoes. It's just that the hide is dry and hard now. It's not going to be easy to unfold. Day's little head suddenly lit up. Just enough to pee on it. When it softens, you can wear it as a shoe. For the success of this challenge. Dai also studied with the local natives. Roots like this have a lot of water in them. Just dig like he did. I'll have this baby in no time. Local kids drink it as a drink. You just squeeze it and you get a lot of juice. It tastes really good. It's like potato juice. Ideal for drinking on an empty stomach. The hides are almost there. Yi began to prepare the cutting tools. All you have to do is break the basalt into a thin slice. That's enough edge to cut through the hide. First determine the size of the shoes. And then you can mark it and cut it out. It's a little tricky to deal with though, but it's faster with shoes. The point is not to waste your urine. It took a while to get the soles out. Originally thought the master would make it smoothly. I didn't realize he had 2 right feet. For now, I'll have to make do with it. The only problem is the skin. I'm afraid I'm going to stew my feet. That's how we're going to rest for the day. When I woke up the next day, Durham's throat is very dry. It really needs a little water before the sun fully comes out. Find a water source nearby. You need a lot of it every day. We'll have to start a fire and boil it. The good news is seeing animal waste. Proof that there must be a water source around. Why else would there be so much poop on the road? Master walked slowly past, smelling the fragrance. I suddenly found that this rock is not ordinary. Apparently made from rabbit feces and urine. We can get some noose traps in the back for bunnies. There are many animal trails nearby. If there's no water here, I just ate it. The birds around it are unusually active. Observe your surroundings carefully. I didn't know there was water to drink. Only the water is full of larvae and germs. It is too thirsty. Just hit the water with your hands and drink. I hope you don't have diarrhea later. I was having a good time anyway. Master Da is going to camp nearby for the night. Hurry up and get your bags and move. We know animals in the neighborhood go to the water source, so you have to have a good fire at night. I'm collecting materials here, too. Trying to make the drill and fire early. There are still plenty of caves around. After the constant observation and comparison of Yi, finally chose to spend the night here. There's still a lot of human activity on it. The shit they left behind was just what they needed. This is no time for sightseeing. Hurry up and build the fire starter. A dry environment like this. It's a handle to make a fire for Durg. It took a few moments to light the fire. Let out a chuckle of delight. He was bringing his luggage over. I found raspberries here by accident. I didn't expect food so soon. Can make the body supplement a lot of nutrients. There's a lot more ripe on the tree. I'm happy to think about it. If you eat it with meat, that little life will be comfortable. Now, he wants to cool down first. Get your shoes done while you can. Actually, it's pretty much done. Now we just have to tie it off. The hide can be strung across in strips. Then tie it around your feet. The finished product looks pretty good. The other side did the same. Yi is very pleased with the shoes. Head over to the bunnies now. If there's any sign of freshness, I could have set more traps myself. Try to eat a rabbit every day. Too bad there's no trace around. He wondered if he was wrong. It took hours. Not until dark. There's no choice but to go back and rest. I hope the rabbits come out tomorrow. This can also have some emotional impact. Yi quickly adjusts good state. He must hurry to his dream meal. And so the challenge came to day 3. I don't know if I ate too many raspberries. Again, because of the water. The stomach does not feel very comfortable. Either way, it's bad for the body. There are no containers for boiling water. Just keep rehydrating despite the risks. Eat some protein along the way. The thought the water was fine. He still wants to hunt for food. So many birds and antelopes around. Well, I guess I should catch something to eat. The locals use tiger's tail plants to make ropes. If you can find it, you can even try making bow hunts. There's quite a few over here. Cut it off and take it back now. Dury is confident he'll get the rope out. After the plant is mashed, you can squeeze out the fibers. These are to be woven into ropes, whether to build a trap or a bowstring. Both are a good choice. The locals rub on their legs. The rope made that way is fast and good. It's a pity that this head is bare. He didn't want to get his legs waxed. We're going to use this as a noose trap. I hope the rabbits like jumping in. You don't need a knife to get sharp parts. The trap Mr. Derg set was simple. It's basically a stick. Wait for the rabbit to touch the rope. The stone will fall down immediately. A little snack before we set it up. This little lizard is really good. After the internal organs are cleaned, it goes straight to the mouth. Crunchy, with a hint of sauerkraut. It's a good way to get rid of cravings. Now you can set up traps nearby. I guess this is the way to go. As long as the rabbits don't move away. I'm sure I can get my own meat. For this reason, they deliberately blocked both sides. The only way it can go is if it waits to be eaten. Dai was worried and made several more. If you can't eat this, I'm afraid I'm going to have to call myself starving. Go back to the shelter and get some rest. Look forward to what happens at the trap tomorrow. Soon came the 4th day. The first thing Yi does when he wakes up is look at the trap. I'm pretty confident about my traps. Suddenly, you see something. Yi immediately rushed up to check. I never thought I'd catch a rabbit. The size looks really good, enough to feed himself. I'm sure people ask, is this good? Look at that smile on my face. I knew it would be good. I wonder when you caught him. It's perfect for cooking now. Start with a light roast in the morning. Cut with stone first. Then you can pull the meat off without a hitch. Be careful with the internal parts when handling them. If this breaks, it will contaminate the meat. You end up with the meat. Let's cook the innards first, even without any seasoning. It tastes so good. It tastes better than normal meat. This is the right way to open for wilderness survival. Dude, I don't even go hungry anymore. Turned into a 3-day whole roast. Really is over the more moist. The rabbit is slowly cooked over a charcoal fire. The sound of grease dripping is really nice. After an hour of burning, just finally getting to eat rabbit. It's a lot more delicious than I thought. Just a little bit less fat on top. A little bit of wood to chew on. This would be perfect if I could get a Coke. You don't know how to describe it. It's only been 3 days. Day has done everything. He thought he could try something else. Like painting on a rock wall. When future generations come to explore this area, you'll know how good your life is. But now I'd rather make my own bow and arrow. I was looking for a tree to make a bow out of. I didn't expect to find anything on the ground. The bone has decayed properly. The upper sinews can be used with a little treatment. Definitely better for a bowstring than a rope. The branches around here are pretty tough. Just cut it down and adjust it. A little bit of pulling is enough to bend. Then clean the surface. It can be polished with sand and stone to remove thorns. The most important step is to remove the water by heating it. It's the only way to make it strong. Yi thought he was doing well. The tendons can be treated while the bow is cooling. Just pull it off first. It takes a mouth to make this bow perfect. Use saliva to moisten it. Easy to string by hand. It just doesn't taste very good. Weave the sinews slowly. Such work is tedious and time-consuming. I admire the guy who thought of it first. After constant adjustment and modification by Yi, finally got the bow out. I know how much this is worth. Master was quite pleased with the new bow. You can take it back to the kids. It's getting a little easy now. They didn't want to finish the challenge like that. It's going to have to be some work. Do you have any good suggestions for Master? I guess there's no job to bite a lighter. It's better than talking to yourself on camera all the time. If you don't know, you think you're mentally ill. The challenge is on its 5th day. Dury wants to go hunting with a bow and arrow. He's already looking forward to the day the barbecue is free. How about we check out the trap first? Hyena activity was spotted on the road. That's pretty close to the rabbits. Looks like I have some competition. I got nothing out of that trap today. Just drink some water for protein first. It's not bad when you get used to it. Yi is a little curious what animal is coming. I hope this is a wake-up call. Hyenas are somehow affecting the traps. Actually, Dai really wants to taste dog meat. They just show up in teams. If you can't kill him with one shot, it's really easy to get bitten in hand-to-hand combat. Now he's making bows and arrows to defend himself. Feathers play a key role. There's really a lot of animal activity around here. Master Da wasted no time to finish the arrow. The initial steps are pretty much the same as before. The only difficulty is getting it straight. This will break with a little pressure, so be very careful. With a big wrench like Master Da, bend it again and you'll straighten it out. The arrow is hardened. It's very hard now. And I don't forget to show off my abs for the camera. It looks like it was printed. The tail of the arrow should have grooves for feathers. Cut the feathers like Day. Then it can be tied to it. Be careful with the feathers. Squashed and wasted. The finished product looks pretty good. What happened on the hunt? All ready. Find a target and practice your archery skills. The shot worked better than expected. Every now and then you can hear a chuckle. Take another look at the trap. Hope to have a different surprise. The view here is really nice. I'm afraid I'm going to make a leap of faith. He'd like to have his family over for a holiday if he gets the chance. Shada said no, not at all. The challenge is on its 6th day. Yi took up a bow, an arrow, and tried to hunt birds. There's no reason to go hungry with so much food around. Tread carefully into active areas. And walked around a few times. I didn't even get a chance. Not with an arrow in your mouth all the time. You know, I think they likes to interact with people. So get back to making the quiver. The locals will use tree roots for processing. Yi also tried to dig up to sea. About 30 centimeters. There's just a lot of rocks down there. Durg had better luck. Dig too and look for roots. Took the rock and threw it at it. It took a lot of work to get it. I feel like I can just use it. I'll process it as soon as I get it back. First pull the skin off the sides. Then we can find a hole to bury it in. Remove the tree core by heating it. It looks like you're using an oven. The process takes about 2 hours. Now we can dig it out. The surface is not burnt. And then it's a miracle. Under the continuous efforts of Yi, finally got the core out of the tree. The quiver is even more perfect than I thought. Can't wait to get more arrows in there. Finally just wrap the bottom with the hide. After some tinkering, Yi became a full-time archer. This quiver can also be used as a container. I'll take it home to my son. Happy to think we can hunt together one day. The son is fed well every day. I'm sure I'll be hungry in the future. There's nothing left here. Okay. Take all your luggage and move on to the next place. If it's not filming, I should have an easier time. I think it would be better to find a photographer. Can save a lot of energy. It doesn't really matter if there's food right now. I can starve myself to the end anyway. What do you see on the camera? He figured only a few birds would come. I didn't realize there was a gazelle to drink from. Maybe we can hunt and just eat before we leave. I'm just going to stay here and wait. Always waiting for the moment to drink water. Oh my God, I don't think I'm going to eat meat again. There's a flock of pearl birds right up ahead. Yi gave it a try. It's still a long way off. I'm never going to get a chance to hit again. Can't see anything at night. Building a fire will scare the animals away. Only to wake up early and crouch for water. The challenge came on the 7th day. It was still dark, and Lord Do was ready. Usually a lot of animals come to drink. Don't know why you don't come when you are here. He's going round to the pearl birds to hunt. It was a good idea, but when Yi came, all I see here is feces. I'm still too late. Just a little raspberry for a little comfort. Day is patient enough to wait for his prey. Just wait till the pearl birds get back to rest. Pull up the bow, an arrow, and you get one. It went better than I thought. Reward yourself with a roast bird that night. It turns out it's impossible to starve yourself. Yi has the confidence to eat and drink well anywhere. Now the mood is so good. The fly in the ointment is that the challenge time is a little short. I feel like I can last the last month. Hunt for food with homemade bows and arrows. There's nothing more handsome than that, right? Every mouthful is a happy juice. If only I could eat one every day. Unfortunately, these days are coming to an end. Not yet to hunt another one. He said he was going home for dinner. This challenge is very meaningful to me. Not just local survival techniques. I could use it to get food, and I don't know where he'll go next. Are you sure you don't want to keep starting online the whole time?